We just looked at how to create a new style, and the style we created was the tick bullet. What I want to show you is sometimes when you create a style, you want to modify that style, but it's quite tricky to do it by going into the modify option, which is here. Sometimes it's easier to modify a style actually in the document. So for example, this tick bullet style, I might look at it and think, well, actually the gap between the bullet and the actual text needs to be reduced. So I'll do it visually. I'm sitting on this particular paragraph, which has got the tick bullet style. I'm looking up at my ruler where I see my indent marker, and I'm just going to drag the hanging indent to 0.5 centimetre. So it's actually reduced the gap between the bullet and the text. Now I want to update that style so that all my tick bullets have a smaller gap between the bullet and the text. Having modified one, I now go to my style in my styles task pane, hit the drop down and ask it to update the tick bullet to match the selection. And this is what I've got it selected. So I click this option here and all my tick bullets have now got a smaller gap between the actual bullet and the actual text. So if I make another change, I might select this here. I might increase the gap between the bullet and the text. I might even make it bold and italic, and I might even change the colour. If I now want to update the tick bullet to match this selection, I'll just select this paragraph. I'll hit the drop down on my tick bullet and I'll tell it to update the tick bullet to match the selection. And all instances of the tick bullet style have now been updated. Now another thing we often want to do is find all instances of one style and replace it with another style. For example, I might decide that I want to find all instances of the tick bullet style and replace it with normal. In which case I would just hit the drop down on the style in my styles task pane and I'll actually ask it to select all. When you go select all, it selects all instances where that style has been applied. And now all I do is choose a different style. Let's say I choose heading 4. Now all instances of the tick bullet have now been changed to heading 4. I could now actually say, if I click away, that I want to find all instances of heading 4 and change it back to the tick bullet. So I click somewhere in my document, I hit the drop down on heading 4 and I select all 14 instances. Sometimes it tells you how many instances there are and sometimes it doesn't. So I'll select all 14 instances and I'll change them back to a tick bullet. So you can easily replace one style with another style. I'll now select all instances of the tick bullet and take them back to normal. If you ever want to remove a style, it's also important to know that when you hit the drop down on a style, not only can you modify it and update it to match the selection and select all, but you can also delete a style and you can remove it from the style gallery, which is what appears up here. So there's quite a few options in that drop down. But at the end of the day, I often want to print a definition of the styles in this document, and you can do that in Word. If I click on File and I click on Print, I might choose not to print the document, which is what I have here, but instead to print the styles used in this document. If I choose that option, I would then hit Print and it would print out the styles I've used in this document. Unfortunately, it doesn't print Preview. Let me see if I can print it to a PDF for you. So I'll print it to a PDF file and print and see if I can bring that up for you. And there you can see is a document, a PDF file, saying what the heading 1 style is, the heading 2 styles, the heading 3 style, heading 4 style, etc. Now the interesting thing also with the Word 2016 is you could then turn around and actually open that PDF file in Word and then format it if you wanted it to. So that's one of the capabilities in 2016, is being able to open a PDF file in Word as a Word document and being able to edit it.